drunk text. Gonna find somebody new who won't be nagging.
Terry Fator is a comedian, singer, and ventriloquist, and he's going to be performing live at Norsk Høstfest coming up next week. Joining us live from Vegas this morning, you and Walter here. Pass that bottle. Good morning to you, Terry.
Good morning. Great talking to you.
Hey, you're up early on Vegas time, and you go to bed late. That's got to be a tough one for you this morning.
You know what? Anything. I'm just excited to be there at the Norsk Høstfest. It's going to be a blast next week.
Have you been there before, Terry, or is this your first time coming to Minot, North Dakota?
You know, I have been to Minot, North Dakota. I can't remember. I have not been there, I don't believe, since I've been solo, but I feel like I've been there before many, many years ago. But I'm very excited because my wife and I have only been married 8 years, and I have not been there since she's been with me. So we're going to be coming there, and I'm just very, very excited. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, that's awesome. Terry, I think you've performed in Fargo in the past, have you not?
I have, yes.
Yeah, I thought so, too. And Terry was a winner of America's Got Talent.
Yeah, what's that
What
like?
year was that when you won?
2007?
2007, yes. It was the second season, and, man, talk about an explosion in the career. I used to play county fairs and elementary schools and middle schools around the country, and we would do bullying programs, or I would do bullying programs and drug alcohol and awareness programs for kids, and so I just thought I was going to go on the show, get kicked off after a couple episodes. And then maybe I would have, be able to raise my price at elementary schools, and then all of a sudden I win the show and become a headliner in Vegas that year, and have been a headliner ever since. It's crazy. I never saw it coming.
Did you go all the way on the show? Did you win the big one?
I did, yes.
Fantastic.
So do you have, I know you're a headliner in Vegas, do you have like a residency? Is that what you call it?
Yes. I was at the Mirage for 11 years, and I've been at the New York Hotel and Casino now for the last 3 years.
And so, did you just pick this up one day, or have you been doing this as a kid? Impressions and different voices.
I've always been able to do the impressions and voices and the singing. It's as far back as I can remember. Even when I was young, I was able to sound like the record. When I would listen to an album or something, or listen to a song on the radio. And now, and then at 10 years old, I found ventriloquism, and I kind of was always able to do that, but it didn't really strike me as something I wanted to make my entire show about until a couple of years before America's Got Talent. And I saw an impressionist in Vegas who was a singer, and I was like, man, I can do all those songs. And I said, well, I don't want to be a copycat of him, so I'll just have my puppets do it. And man, I never dreamed it would that it would explode into what it did.
Well, I was going to ask you about your partners, if they were puppets or if they're dummy, because didn't a dummy used to be like a common ventriloquist part of the act? We called them dummies, or is that offensive now to your partners?
That's a good question. There are some ventriloquists who are a little sensitive about it. The real technical term for a ventriloquist puppet is a ventriloquist figure. But puppets are fine, dummies are fine, at least in my world, because they don't have feelings. It doesn't offend me. That's really kind of one of the things that people call them. And so, but yeah, I do have lots and lots of puppets and figures and dummies that will be coming with me. And the show is so incredibly funny. So I can tell you that the people there in Minot are just going to laugh so hard. But I think there's going to be some real moving and fun times, too. And you'll hear a lot of great impressions of singers. So,
how many characters are you up to?
Well, personally, I have like 42 characters. Woo! But in any given show, I'll have, 8 to 10 characters. Now, the show is going to be shorter there, so I'll have to pick and choose, but I'll bring all my best in. And, of course, Winston the Impersonating Turtle, probably my favorite, and most people's favorite, the world's greatest Elvis impersonator. And the great part about him is he claims to be the world's greatest, but he doesn't know any Elvis songs. So, but he thinks he's the best. So people there might not get to find out about whether or not he is or not. They can make that judgment.
And you're going to be next Friday, September 29th at 1 p.m., correct?
1 p.m. Very, very excited about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And weirdly, I have not done an afternoon show probably since before America's Got Talent. So I'm excited about being able to do an afternoon show again.
Well, we're all getting older. We get tired. So we like the afternoon matinee performance that you're going to be putting on for us.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth, man? I'm the same way. You said I'm a night owl. I'm not a night owl anymore. And now that I'm a headliner in Vegas, I do my show at New York Casino, and then I come home and I'm usually asleep by 10 o'clock. So I got a good night's sleep.
Good.
Did you grow up with those great ventriloquists of the past? Or no?
I did, yes. I mean, I did. Edgar Bergen passed away when I was very young, when I was only about 12 or 13. But I did follow him, and I did have albums that he had done teaching ventriloquism, books that he had written.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of the other, Sherry Lewis, Paul Winchell. And then
I remember all these guys.
Young, and Jeff Dunham was from my hometown, Dallas, and he performed when he was like 15 and I was maybe 12. He performed at some kind of a puppet convention when I was young in Dallas, and he was a big influence on me as well. But Jay Johnson. Yeah.
You do an act where you've got two puppets at the same time, one on each side, and you're having a conversation with them. It's just amazing. I don't know how your mind can keep that going and your hands making the puppets look human enough where they're actually, you believe what they're saying. It's just amazing.
It's just many, many, many years. I've been doing ventriloquism now for 48 years, and when you have that many years, and I also do I do shows, probably more shows than any other ventriloquist in history. I do 240 shows a year, days a year here in Las Vegas alone, and I try to do between 20 and 30 road shows as well. So I'm constantly working and perfecting and writing new material and just honing the craft. And so when you do that, it just becomes effortless.
Did your wife ever have to tell you to put the puppet away, Terry? Like, okay, honey, put that puppet away for the evening.
Yeah, she does whenever I'm really intense. Another thing is I'm a workaholic, so I'm always thinking of ideas and working. And so we'll be on vacation and doing something really fun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be a really funny idea for the show. And she's like, great, write it down and then get back to vacationing.
There you go. You're so good. Like, I've watched so many performances of yours, and it's like you can't even see your mouth moving. You are so good at this. How hard is ventriloquism? How hard is it to be good at it?
Well, it's just like anything. To become really good at it, it's going to take a whole lot of effort and work, and just you just really got to spend a lot of time perfecting it. There's no shortcuts for it, and it can be very, very difficult. But the more you do something, and the better you get, the more you do something, the better you get at it, I should say. So you just have to find the techniques and work hard at it. But if you're doing something you love, like I love what I do, I love playing with puppets, I love writing material, then you never work a day in your life. So it doesn't feel like work for me. It feels like play.
Well, yeah. I mean, most people, like you said, you've been dreaming this since you were a little kid, but most people couldn't imagine playing with puppets and then making a living out of this and being very successful at it as well.
I know. Yeah, that's definitely not something you want to come home to tell mom and dad, hey, mom and dad, I'm going to play with puppets for a living,
Yeah, right.
But it is, who would have thought? I never dreamed I would reach the type of success that I have, and I'm grateful that I've been able to accomplish it and hopefully inspire a younger generation to take up puppetry and ventriloquism and other things as a form of art, because it really is an art form. Even though you're having fun and you're laughing, it's a form, like the Muppets, for example. It really is quite an art form.
Do you have your throat insured by Lloyd's of London?
Absolutely, I do.
You do, yeah, for sure.
I know you mentioned all the ventriloquists, the good ones that came before you, and kind of picking things up from them. Is there classes you can take somewhere, or apprenticeship, or anything like that for somebody who is interested in a career like this?
Yeah, there is. Learn-ventriloquism.com is one. But there's all kinds of resources, that we didn't have when I was young. I was 10 in 1975, so we didn't have internet or anything like that. So we had to go look for physical books at magic stores and things like that. But now you can just do searches online, and there are scores of things, books and everything else that you can find. You just go to Amazon, go to Google, go to YouTube, and you can find all sorts of instructional videos now.
And for those going to Norsk Høstfest and are going to be checking out your show on Friday, September 29th at 1 p.m., are you going to be embarrassing anybody or pulling any of the audience into your show?
Oh, we might. Yeah. That's one of the things that I absolutely love to do, is to get an audience member and turn them into a human puppet. So it's going to be, I will see if we have time to do that. If we do, it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see. It's so much fun.
Right, and it's all in fun. Well, welcome back to North Dakota. You enjoy Norsk Høstfest next week, and thanks for your time, Terry. It's been nice chatting with you.
Great interview.
Oh, so nice talking with you, Bonnie and Jeff. Thank you, and I so look forward to seeing everybody in Minot next week. Trust me, it'll be worth the time to come out and see it. You'll love it.
Yeah, you betcha.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's already. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
do you have?
I know how to talk like that. I got relatives that live in Minnesota, so
there you go. There you go.
Good job. All fun. Thank you, Terry.
Goodbye. Thank you.
You bet. Terry Fator, ventriloquist, singer, comedian, going to be performing at Norsk Høstfest next Friday, September 29th at 1 o'clock. If you want to get tickets, just go online, or to find out more information on everything going on there. We know it's Høstfest, but you spell it host. So hostfest.com to get some more info, or you can go to epiceventsnd.com. And Norsk Høstfest up in Minot, September 27th through the 30th. Ronnie and Janae are going to be there from the Coffee Club. They're going to be there next Thursday and Friday, so you can check them out. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on celebrating Scandinavian heritage. There's, stuff you can buy, arts and craft booths, not to mention the other entertainment besides Terry Fator. Also, Oak Ridge Boys are going to be there. Daniel O'Donnell, everybody loves him. Anytime he's up there, he's been performing up at Høstfest for a number of years. Brother Osborne, very popular. Daughtry for the rockers out there. And again, for more details, go to hostfest.com or epiceventsnd.com. And Epic Events in year 2 of running the Høstfest and doing a lot of great things up there as well.